So dear student, this is a second lecture of electrochemistry. As we have discussed earlier that electrochemistry is the branch of chemistry that deal with the relationship between electricity and chemical reactions. It also involves oxidation and reduction reaction, which are known as redox reaction. In today's lecture, we will look oxidation and reduction in terms of loss or gain of electron. In the previous lecture, we have studied about oxidation and reduction in terms of loss of oxygen or gain of oxygen, or loss of hydrogen and gain of hydrogen. But in today's lecture, our focus will be on oxidation in reduction and reduction in terms of loss or gain of electrons. In chemistry, there are many chemical reactions which do not involve oxygen or hydrogen, but they are considered as redox reactions. Now, in order to deal with these reactions, new concept, loss or gain of electron, is used. Therefore, reaction which involve loss or gain of electron are called oxidation and reduction. Now, those reactions which involve loss of electron are called oxidation reaction, while those reactions which involve gain of electron are called reduction reaction. Now we will discuss oxidation reaction which involve loss of electron with the help of an example. Now in this example, we will be studying about the sodium atom. As we know that sodium atom belongs to group 1A and it is having atomic number of 11. Atomic number for sodium is 11. So what does this mean? It means that sodium atom have 11 electrons. Now the first shell of sodium atom contain 2 electrons. Similarly, second shell contain 8 electrons, 2, 2, 4, 6 and then 8. While the last electron would be present in the valence shell. This is known as valence shell electron, or this is known as valence electron. So this is present in the valence shell, hence it is known as valence shell electron. So if you look that when sodium is in the atomic state, it is having atomic number 11. It is having 11 electrons. But after the loss of electron, when it loses one of its electron, so here you can see that the valence shell has been vanished. Valence shell electron has been lost. So it means loss of electron has occurred. So when an atom loses an electron, so this is known as oxidation. This is known as oxidation. So reaction which involve loss of electron is known as oxidation. It means that sodium atom is now converted into what? It is converted into sodium ion. So sodium atom is converted into sodium ion with the loss of electron. It have lost 1 electron and it is converted into sodium ion. So this is actually known as oxidation reaction. Now in this case, as you can see that sodium atom is present in the atomic state, so it is having 0 charge. It is having no charge. It is chargeless. It have no charge. But after the loss of 1 electron, it is being converted into sodium ion, which is having positive 1 charge. So it means that this sodium atom is converted from 0 to +1 state. This is known as charge. This +1 is known as charge. This is known as oxidation state. This is known as oxidation state. So oxidation state is basically apparent charge that an atom have is known as oxidation state. So in this case, as you can see, that this sodium atom is converted from 0 to +1 state. So this increase in oxidation state is known as oxidation. Increase in oxidation state is known as oxidation. It means sodium is being converted from 0 to +1 charge. So this is also known as oxidation. Now here we have another example of chlorine atom. Chlorine atom is having atomic number 17. The atomic number for chlorine is 17. So it means that chlorine atom have 17 protons and also 17 electrons. So as you can see that there are 17 positive charges and 17 negative charges. So positive 17 and negative 17, they would cancel out each other, and as a result we would say that chlorine atom is having 0 charge. It is chemically neutral. It won't have any charge. So as you can see, in the first shell of this chlorine atom we have 2 electrons. Second shell have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons, and similarly the valence shell, the outermost shell, have 7 electrons. 2 electron, 4 electron, 6 electron, and then the last one 7 electron. So after gain of an extra electron from any other atom, gain of an extra electron from any other atom, it would be converted into sodium ion. It would be converted into this is chloride ion, so it would be converted into chloride ion. So as you can see, in the valence shell of this chlorine atom there are 8 electrons, 2, 4, 6 and then 8 electrons. So what do you mean by this 8 electron? In case of chlorine atom we have 7 electron, while in case of chloride ion, after gain of an electron it is converted into chloride ion. So now in this case we have 8 electron in the valence shell. So it means this chlorine atom have gain an electron. This chlorine atom have gain an electron. So as you can see from the definition, that reaction which involve gain of electrons are called reduction reaction. So those chemical reaction which involve gain of electrons are known as reduction reaction. So it means chlorine atom is being reduced to chloride ion. Chlorine atom is converted into what? It is converted into chloride ion. So now in this case the proton number is the same because protons are present in the nucleus. So proton number would remain same, but hence this chlorine atom have gained an electron, so it is converted into chloride ion. Now in this case it have gained an extra electron. After gaining of an extra electron, it is now having 18 electrons. So positive 17 minus 18 electrons, it would give -1. So what does this mean? This means that chlorine, in this case, it was present in the atomic state having 0 charge. After the gain of 1 electron from any other atom, it is now converted into chloride ion, Cl -1. Now what does this -1 mean? This -1, as I have told you earlier, that this -1 is the oxidation state. This is the oxidation state of this chloride ion. So after gain of electron, chlorine atom is converted into chloride ion. So this is now known as reduction. And we have another definition of oxidation reduction, as I have told you in case of sodium ion. The sodium ion is converted from 0 to positive 1. So it means 0 to positive 1. It is increase in oxidation state. So this is known as oxidation. While in this case, as you can see, that this chlorine is converted from 0 to minus 1. 0 to minus 1. So it means this is reduction. So whenever the oxidation state is lowered, so it would be reduction. And once the oxidation state is increased, as you can see in case of sodium, it is converted from 0 to positive 1. So this is oxidation. But in this case, in case of chlorine, it is being converted from 0 to minus 1. So this is known as reduction. Now there as an easy method that how can you learn about oxidation and reduction reaction. As you can see, I have drawn a ray on which I will draw or mark certain number. This is 1, 0, plus 1, and then plus 2, and then we have plus 3, plus 4, and so on. Similarly, on this side we have minus 1, we have minus 2, we have minus 3, and we have minus 4, and so on. This lines continues, while similarly this line also continues, because we have large number of numbers in mathematics. So whenever you move from, as you can see, this is your left side, while this one is your right side. So whenever you move from left to right, then this would be increase in oxidation state. So it would be oxidation. Whenever you move from left to right, so there is increase in oxidation state, so it would always be oxidation. But once you move from right to left, it means that the numbers are decreases. For example, from plus 4 to plus 3, plus 2, plus 1, 0, and then minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Since the number is decreasing, so this would be reduction. This would be reduction. So now, as we have discussed earlier, that if we have a sodium atom, and after the loss of its electron, it would be converted into sodium ion, positive 1 charge. So from sodium is having 0 state. So in this case, sodium is converted from 0 to plus 1. So what does this mean? 0 to plus 1. It means it is going from left to right. So left to right, increase in oxidation state. So this would be oxidation. While in case of chloride ion, as we have discussed, that chlorine atom having 0 charge, after the gain of an electron, it is converted into chloride ion Cl with negative 1 charge. So what does this mean? It means we have moved from 0 to minus 1. The charge is decreased from 0 to minus 1. So it means that we are moving from 0 to minus 1. We are moving from right to left, and I have told you earlier that while moving from right to left it would be reduction. So this actually shows reduction reaction. Now we have another example of calcium atom. Calcium atom is having atomic number 20. So what does this means? It means it have 20 protons and 20 electrons. So now if we draw the structure, the Bohr structure for this calcium, as you can see that this is the nucleus. First shell, it have 2 electrons. Then we have second shell, it contain 8 electron, and then we have the third shell, it also contain 8 electron, 2, 4, 6, 7 and then 8. And in the valence shell, how many electrons are left? 2 plus 8, 10, 10 plus 8, 18. Now 18, 19 and 20. It means we are left with 2 electrons. So this is actually the electronic structure for calcium atom, which is having atomic number of 20. So as you can see, it is unstable. In order to become stabilized, this calcium atom will have to lose its electron. It will have to lose its 2 valence electrons. After the loss of these 2 valence electrons, it would be converted into calcium ion. Now it could be drawn like this, that in the first shell we have, this is the nucleus. First shell have 2 electron, second shell it is having 8 electrons, and then we have the third shell that also contain 8 electrons. The 2 electrons that were present in the valence shell are now lost by this calcium atom, and hence it is now converted into what? It is converted into ion, which is having positive 2 charge. Here you have to mention those 2 valence electrons that are being lost by this oxygen, this calcium atom. So as you can see that we have discussed earlier, calcium is having 0 charge because it is in the atomic state. It has same number of proton and same number of electron. It is having 20 electrons and 20 protons. So plus 20 and minus 20 would cancel each other. So you will get the charge as 0. But after the loss of 2 of its electron from the valence shell, calcium is now converted into calcium ion having positive 2 charge. So what do you mean by this? Calcium is converted from 0 to plus 2 charge. 0 to plus 2. It means you are moving from 0 to plus 2. 0 to plus 2 means oxidation, increase in oxidation state. So this is known as oxidation. It means oxidation is being carried out at calcium atom. Now we will look for some other example, that if we have iron atom, if it loses its 2 electron, it would be converted into iron plus 2. We have to mention those 2 electrons which are being lost by the iron atom. Since it is in the atomic state, so it is moving from 0 to plus 2. So it means it is showing increase in oxidation state, it is showing loss of electrons, so this shows oxidation. Similarly, if this iron plus 2, this iron plus 2 ion loses 2 electron. Further, if it loses one more electron, it would be converted into iron plus 3 state. Here you have to mention that electron which are being lost by iron plus 2 ion. So again it is moving from plus 2 to plus 3. It is moving from left to right. So it means it is again showing oxidation. Similarly, if you have copper atom having 0 state, after the loss of its electron, it would be converted into copper plus 2 charge. Now it is moving from 0 to plus 2. It is increase in oxidation state. So this is also showing oxidation reaction. Now if we have oxygen atom and it gain 2 electron, so after gaining 2 electron, it would be converted into oxygen ion. Now this is known as reduction because you are moving from 0 to minus 2. Hence it is showing decrease in oxidation state, so it is reduction. Similarly, if you have sulfur atom and if it gain 2 electron, it would be converted into sulfur ion S with a negative 2 charge. So sulfur atomic state 0 charge, so it would be now converted into sulfur ion. So 0 to minus 2, it is decrease in oxidation state. So these two are the example of reduction, while these three are the example of oxidation.